Frontier Nagaland Territory मामला जाय थका दे मिनिस्टर Kenye pra Friday de confirm krise ki center pra ENPO leaders khan logote kotha kori kena ahi ase aro meeting khan August aro September de bi loise tai kuse state government pra recommendation aro opinion di gena rakhi ase itia bi kunba mamla resolve koribole lagi ase kuse aro Kenye pra optimism dikhaise ki sob bishi smooth pra jay ase aro center pra bi tu mamla joldi sai dibole akha ase Pasta Eastern Tribes pra memorandum dia opor Kenye koise ki tade cabinet pra nutun commission banawole manzuri di dishe tribal aro administrative mamla kan sabole karne.
So we are done with the first issue. Of course, we have also discussed. The cabinet was appraised of the progress made on the FNDA. It appears that the center had been holding talks with the ENPO in August also and in September also. I think the last was in Dimapur. Sometime August, early August, September. And you're aware, the state has already furnished our recommendations to the center after the center asked for the state's opinion on several points. On many of the points we have agreed, and there were certain areas where maybe reconsiderations should be. So it was on those areas only the talks was centered around still. And to address those minutely, a subcommittee had been established by the PNAR department here in the state, along with the ENPO officials. That's a new development. And we hope that that will address the crux of the matter that is holding us back from further progress.
So what is the crux of the matter?
That only they will do. The members from both sides, the ENPO and the PNR. But roughly, from whatever was presented to us today, I think it centers around the dissolution of the FNPA's council, executive council, if it so happens. In such a case, who would recommend? Supposing there is a constitutional breakdown. One. And if it so happens that it is dissolved, who will be in charge, given the charge? Those are some areas which are there. And it is another thing is the funding pattern, I suppose. And the third could be in the appointments of the different cadres in the region that is to be. But these are minor areas, and I think with more deliberation it should be resolved. Over time. So everything is moving smoothly, and we hope the center will be sincere and will not waste more time while expedite the process.
Was there any discussion on the resolution on that?
Yes. After the last memorandum and submissions made by the 5 tribes, that the tribal block-wise representatives should not be there, but be replaced by exclusively senior government officials I think we have rectified that, as the proposal was to do with a senior former government official, IS. We are fortunate that our former Development Commissioner, Mr. Ramakrishna, has so kindly accepted the responsibility to spearhead the commission. And the others will be the ex-official members from the PNAR. Commissioner Secretary will be the Member Secretary. Then another will be from the Law and Justice Department. And the other will be from the whole of Commissioner. I think we have 4 or 5 members. Orders will be out in a day or two. With that, from the date that they are given the appointment orders, the 6 months start ticking.
Sir, last time in the month of August during the press conference, you have mentioned about the center suggesting creating a separate constitutional provision under 371 for FNT. And you have also mentioned that the cabinet will be visiting daily to confirm that. So can you please update us on that?
Yeah. That came up for discussion today, in fact. And very specifically, we have discussed it. Members were concerned about the status of that position. But I could not be a part of the team which went to the meeting. But all those who went, headed by our Chief Minister and our two Deputy Chief Ministers also, and quite a lot of members from the ENPO area, they have confirmed that the center does not mean to make any amendments for the 371A. So they will be only having a chapter, and a chapter in the form maybe of an ordinance or a state act, an act by our own state assembly, which will effect the changes necessary outside, which falls outside of the purview of the 371A. So in no way it is going back to the parliament. That has been